Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to another episode of Bacon in Your Mailbox. I am Greg Milby, community storyteller. That lady there with the fancy beads around her neck, that would be Jana Clark, community admirer.
Did you just call my beads fancy?
They are fancy. I mean, they're blue
They are blue.
and they stand out on that orange. What do you call it? A top? Is that still a thing?
It is a top.
Okay.
Yes. As opposed to the bottom, it's the top.
Why do they call them tops? Because my mom and
Because you
grandparents
put them on the top.
well, but you don't say, "Hey, I'm gonna go put some bottoms on." You say, "I'm gonna
Well,
put pants on."
no, you actually say I'm gonna put on my breeches.
Oh, that's right. You are from Arkansas, so yeah.
No, I think top, or you might hear it more like blouse. I think blouse is kind of a it's a kind of the old school word for top. Yeah, top. It's a top.
There you go. All
Top.
right. Speaking of the top, let's see who the top baconite is of the morning. Getting the first
Okay, I'm
comment
getting
in.
there.
Look at
Getting
Jay
there.
Hobbs.
Hey, Jay.
Jay with a good morning, and then Vicky right after that, throwing that bacon in there, and I think she threw an extra bacon in there today.
Well, she knows you
Yeah,
need it.
yeah. Brian Dennis with a morning. And then Jay showing some love from Brian Dennis. I love it when Baconites show love for each other. That's
I
great.
love it. Love it. Love it.
And there's Mary Stucker Hall already in.
Well, she was working in her garden last week, so I guess she's got that garden done.
Yeah. Hey, Brian says he's leaving at 9:30. So we got to make sure he didn't say this, but I'm throwing this in. We got to make sure we get our good stuff in before 9:30.
Well, either that or we just know that we can talk about Brian after he leaves.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right,
Yeah.
so the important stuff first. You're baking in the mailbox weather forecast today. Thunderstorms at 82, storms 66 tonight, scattered storms on Wednesday, lower 80s again. And then looking ahead to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hot 90 degrees all the way through the weekend. So,
in other words, summer.
well, I mean, it's 4th of July weekend, so it should be summer.
Isn't it strange? I mean, it doesn't even really feel like the middle. I mean, it doesn't feel like the beginning of July. I don't know. It's bizarre, my sense of days and weeks and months right now. But hope everyone celebrates safely. No grabbing long into those sparklers.
Oh, that's never good.
Never good.
Which, by the way, sports, there's still none. And we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on.
All right. I think we have opinions on that, don't we?
Oh, we do. Looking at my list of things. Good morning, Carter Blankenship. Glad to have Carter in this morning. We've been making him wait to the very end of the show to get his shout out, and I wanted him to get his shout out early.
I think that's phenomenal.
So for all of our bacon nights, Carter, great kid. Love that kid to death. His mom sent me a picture of Carter watching the show at the breakfast bar last week. And so I sent that to Jan. I said I would do this show every day, even if it was just Carter.
Listen, it was from the back, and you could even see his dimple from this. I mean, how adorable is that kid?
Oh.
Carter, today's going to be a great day for you, buddy.
Yeah.
I promise.
We're going to be funny, Carter. Or not, maybe.
All right.
So you mentioned that it's very odd on the days. I am struggling with that a little bit myself because I was looking when I was typing some stuff up. Today's the last day of June.
I know. I had to go to the bank this morning because it's the last day of my fiscal year. Get those checks in, kids.
So we talk about it. It just seems like it was March yesterday.
Truly.
But for the year 2020 to seem like the shortest year ever, it also seems like the longest year ever.
Agreed.
So always worried that as you get older, time seems to be rushing by so quickly. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Can you bring me some 2021 served up on a silver platter, please?
I'll take it. I mean, I'm so worried about it. I walked out this morning to let Chloe out, and I saw a rattlesnake in the front yard fighting off two giant murder hornets. That's a lie.
So I walked into my office this morning, and my staff stopped me like in the outside office and said, "We just want to let you know there is a bug in this office somewhere flying around, and we just wanted to warn you." And I was like, "Is it a murder hornet?" And they're like, "No." I go, "Is it a gnat?"
Because they know all gnats fly to your eye.
Right. They're like, I said, if this thing attacks me during the show, it is not going to be good. And I think one of them might have said, oh, yes, it will be.
Like, Jana's the gnat killer.
Something is flying around in the back of these offices, and we don't know what it is.
Hey, Mary Stucker Hall says it was too muddy to work in there today. So you should know your garden there, Jana.
All right.
I mean, it's been raining.
There you go.
Dustin Shepard, D. Shep, says, pray for no rain for Founders Day. It's not going to rain on Founders Day for the fireworks.
It's not going to rain on Founders Day. You're going to be good to go, Dustin.
Yeah. So
I heard there's some good work going in over there. Hey, what time does all that start Saturday? Let's just get it out there early this week, and then we'll talk about it again because I want to be sure people know later this week. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah. So actually, there are 3 fireworks shows this week. Thursday is one in Vine Grove. So everybody talking about a lot of the 4th of July celebrations canceled and all that. Well, if you like fireworks, you got some free fireworks coming everywhere. So Vine Grove has their fireworks on Thursday night.
Okay.
And I know Brandon Dennis, Brian's son, is going to be doing an interview with Mayor Ogden about that. And I think he's going to end up videoing some of the fireworks.
Good.
So maybe if he puts that together, just maybe I'll throw it on Kentucky's Heartland for him.
That's fun.
So that'd be kind of cool. So that's Thursday night, and that happens like at 9:15, I think, is what their fireworks are.
Okay.
Friday night, City of Radcliffe having fireworks. Again, It's all social distancing where you park by your car and sit by your family unit. So Friday night at 10 o'clock is their fireworks.
Amazing.
And then Saturday night, the Founders Day fireworks is going to happen over at ECTC. Parking starts at 7 o'clock. Fireworks will happen. It'll really be about 10:05 when the fireworks happen. But you want to tune in at 10 o'clock because that's when everything gets started. It'll be on local radio stations like the one I'm on, B101.5.
Awesome.
The sister station KMO Country. I know Big Cat 105.5. And then Quixie and the Wolf will also have it.
So fun. It's going to be great. And really the rain, we got rain over the weekend. We're getting rain right now, but it really does improve. It's going to be hot, but it is supposed to be dry for a few days. So maybe it's good because we have kind of wet the yards and the trees while we're getting ready to shoot off, bottle rockets and such. So it's probably a good thing. And we're set up for a few days of some fun celebratory. We deserve it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun. There's 3 days worth of fireworks, and we'll talk more about it on Thursday. And I'm going to do an interview with Dustin a little later this week on Kentucky's Heartland, and just talking about the tech behind it. Because just like our Bacon Bit segment at the end of the show,
yes,
when you're gathering around your people for maybe you're having a party to watch the fireworks from downtown somewhere at your house or your family in the car. As you're building up to it, if Dustin can give us these stats, we'll be able to talk about, they have so many racks of fireworks. They have so many shells, and this is how much wire they use, and this is how that go. So we're going to get the behind the scenes info.
I love it.
So
listen, and also for those of you that have tomatoes coming in, a BLT sure would be yummy before you're watching your fireworks.
Yeah,
Do you know where they could get all hooked up?
Not me yet.
Not you yet?
Ours are still green.
All right. Well,
so they're not ready yet. I do have some squash and zucchini, just a little bit. We didn't plant too much.
Nice.
More like a little hobby garden just for the fun of it.
Sure.
So, hey, Brian says that he packed the truck early so he could make it. So that's a dedicated person right there.
Listen, absolutely. Yeah. Go. That's organization. Hey, you know what? I also have to tell you something else I did last weekend. So I buried the lead. I think most people have seen that we got our new puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a little droopy-eyed, it's because we were playing ball at 2 a.m. in the bedroom.
You and the puppy, or you and Mitch?
6 weeks old. No, the puppy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you left that part out.
Yeah, it's when people say, that's just like having a baby. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then 2 days in, you're like, dang, it's just like having a baby. But she's adorable, and she will make her bacon appearance. We have meetings in the building today, so it would not have been very professional of me to have her here today, but I'm going to.
You could have sent me a picture, and I could have posted the picture over us right now.
Listen, I nearly broke the internet with pictures of this dog. If you haven't seen her yet, it's on you, buddy, because everybody else has.
I did, but I was just scrolling. I didn't get on social media as much this weekend.
Good.
Kind of defragging a little bit.
I think that's good.
So Morgan says that I get really excited when I'm talking about this stuff, like the fireworks. Well, yeah, I spent a lot of time on the soundtrack.
Because it's fun stuff, man.
Yeah, and I get excited because Dustin and Jeff Mann get excited about doing the fireworks. So
I'm excited for them. This is a big deal. I mean, it's bigger than it's ever has been before. So
yeah. And not to bust Dustin out here, but he's a horrible business guy because they've got a pyrotechnics company and they literally spend all their money on fireworks. So instead of having like any profit margin, they just spend all their money. If a budget goes up for fireworks, they're like, great. It's not like, oh, we're going to make more money. They're like, yes, we can buy more fireworks.
Buy more fireworks.
And they just shoot them off with it.
Listen, work should be your passion. Your passion should be your work. And that's a great story. You need to highlight that when you interview him. I love that.
This show is almost 22 minutes long.
Love it.
The fireworks show. That's incredible. Crazy. Yeah. So. Incredible. Oh, look at this. Nadia says, good morning from Carter. Look at that. We've never got a good morning from Carter. Man, I feel good now.
Horrible.
Morning, Carter.
Day.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Hey,
so
you see my puppy? She said she's adorable. Well, Vicky said she's adorable, and I thought she was talking about me, and then she backed it up with, "Oh, your puppy."
That's that Vicky. She sneaks it in on you.
She is adorable.
We still haven't mentioned some very important people like Stiff Family Farms in Painville. Visit stiffamilyfarms.com. Thanks for being a partner with Bacon in Your Mailbox. Brian Dennis in the Award Center.
Hang on, time out. I teed you up for that, thinking that you would say, you know what's really good on a BLT?
I know.
From Stiff Family Farms. And instead you go, not my garden. I don't have that.
Well, because I was focused on my garden.
I know.
You tee stuff up on me when I'm like, today is an uncomfortable day for me because I totally tore apart my studio over the weekend to rebuild it to be more functionable for other things as well.
Yeah.
And actually, honestly, to give me some space back in my office.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was thinking about buttons and going, did I push that button? Did I push this button? Is that meter reading? Are people hearing us and looking at comments?
Whatever. I have my laptop propped up on about 26 magazines, and my phone is over here on a couple of books and a box of spray chalk, sidewalk chalk. So it's kind of technical over here too, Greg, just so you know.
Oh, it's getting more technical. I've not told you this. And so we're going to talk shop about the show on the show.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
No, I'm not.
Starting either Thursday or the beginning of next week, you will have a microphone.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you will have a microphone. So, it won't be a fancy microphone like this one.
I was going to say.
What?
I have one hidden in my fancy beads. Can you?
I don't think so. This is a fancy microphone. Look at that. That's a.
Does it say Smurf? Is that a Smurf?
No, it's a Shure. This is a Shure for those audio junkies. By the way, I'm using a Shure
for my neck. Yeah. I see it now.
I'm using a Shure SM7B studio microphone.
God bless you.
And I'm using a DBX 286S mic processor for those junkies out there. Because we have all these audio junkies tuning in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So also thank you to Amazing Glaze and Donuts, 515 North Mulberry in E-Town for being a sponsor and our technology.
Hey, I saw the Glazer on scrolling through my Facebook today. Maybe it's not called the Glazer. You know, the shower of glaze.
You can call it the Glazer. I like made up names.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Bluegrass Cellular, our technology sponsor. Thank you very much. And again, somebody today will win the Bacon of the Day, the Ham of the Day award. I'll get it right eventually.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Jay says, now you're just showing off, Greg. No, actually, I'm not. I'm just trying to, if something screws up, I just want people to realize that there's a lot more going on here.
Listen, it's only showing off if that makes me jealous or if people are envious of your stuff. But instead, I'm over here like, he bought that at $5 at Target. Like, why is that such a big deal?
I wish. They cut into my bourbon money, my bourbon budget for sure. But what's funny, if NASA
Virgin, what's J Hobbs' bourbon budget?
That's funny. There is the word virgin and J Hobbs has not been used together in so long.
I do not know how that happened.
Neither does he.
Oh my gosh.
We don't want to talk about his bourbon budget.
No, we don't. I can't believe I did that. Woo. Oh, that's a blooper. Wait, hang on. We probably have a lot of bloopers.
Oh, the whole show is a blooper, but that's okay. We're real.
Honestly.
Oh, real. Yeah, if NASA walked in here right now and said, hey, and then brought an astronaut in and said, this is the equipment that's going to put you on the moon. Yes. They'd turn around and be like, oh, I'm out.
That's hysterical.
Because it's all wired up and kind of weird looking back here. But anyway. Yeah. So other reasons to celebrate today, besides it being the last day of June, which I don't think is technically a holiday, but you can make it one if you want.
Well, of course, sure.
Today is World Asteroid and National Meteor Day.
Oh, well, the weather may have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to be seeing much up there.
And, you know, and now if scientists were to come out and talk about an asteroid coming close to Earth, I would be scared because I think it might actually clip us now.
Like, if it's going to happen, it's like now, this month, right now.
Yeah. Oh, back to Jay Hobbs. Jay said, LOL, I actually bought the virgin bourbon in Alabama. Only available there in North Carolina and Japan. Well, Jay, here's the deal. You're a bourbon guy, and Jana is a part of tourism in this great Commonwealth of Kentucky. There is no such thing as bourbon in any other state.
Greg, way to be a team player, friend.
You can say it, and they can say it.
Over here and let us taste it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Matt says this is the best blooper show.
Yeah. We got a few, Matt, just a few.
Today is Social Media Day, launched in 2010 to recognize and celebrate social media's impact on global communication. While every day is essentially Social Media Day, today marks the 11th anniversary of official celebration of Social Media Day.
So a note about that, use it for good. Don't be influenced. Keep all your stuff positive. It's just a part of your life. It should not be everything.
Right. And don't necessarily think that when you post something on social media that makes you an influencer.
Agreed.
Look.
Great comment.
Jan and I know this show is not an influencing show. It's not designed to be an influencing show. We have sponsors, but we don't make any money. It's just about us having fun and doing a goofy little show. I almost said I don't have a fan club, but I actually do have a fan club. But it was a joke by my youth group kids. So,
aw, that's fun.
Yeah. Instagram, the official Greg Milby fan club. Check it out. I think they're like 35 followers.
Wow, that's 34 more than I have.
Well, we can make you one if you want.
Well, if I belong to yours and you belong to mine, then we're done. And then we'll get Carter because
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then we'll be good to go.
I'll tell you, have I ever told you the Instagram story of how that actually happened?
No.
So one morning, teaching 7th and 8th grade Bible study, after the class, they a few of them come over and they were like, Mr. Greg, if we promise to be good, can we create the official Greg Milby Instagram fan page? And I'm going, and they were just so excited. And they said, we've already had a vote on the officers. And I said, okay, here's the deal. I said, as long as I have final refusal rights on anything posted, you can do that. And they darted out there. I wish they would dart in the Bible study class like they darted out of the class. And they went and posted where Adam Fuller had made a Greg's the People's Sexiest Man Alive graphic at one point as a joke.
Love it.
It was really good Photoshop, and it's on the internet. And they used that as the cover. And matter of fact, half of the kids, their screensaver on their phone is me as the sexiest man alive.
Well, there you go. Way to be a role model. Way to influence kids for good.
Yeah. And here's the best thing about it. Matt Kidd says, you may not have a fan club, but you do have your own urinal.
Listen, I'm surprised that have you slept since last week, since all the crazy fanfare? I mean, like, have you heard from people far and wide that can't wait to come see the urinal? You really don't have? You are so funny.
I just can't wait for people to go in somewhere and go, Greg Milby, number one, Greg Milby.
Hysterical.
Because it's a urinal. Anyway. No thanks to you, Jana Clark. I asked you for years to get a urinal at the sports park.
I'm still trying to scrape up the money to pay for that. You know, that's a big time sponsorship. Like that's going to take a lot of dough.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Morgan says Reagan will be a president of that fan club one day.
Awesome.
Her daughter and I have, which she can't watch this show right now because she doesn't have technology because she's grounded for 2 weeks.
Well,
so
that's all right.
I mean, and Morgan, I'm sure, and JR Caster are not the parents that would cave. I mean, it will be all the way down to the final minute, I think. I just feel that about Morgan. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Yeah.
All right. So not only is it a National Social Media Day, it is National Organization for Women Day.
Well, it's about time.
There you go. Marking the day in 1966 that NOW was founded in Washington, D.C. by 28 delegates of the National Conference of State Commissions on the Status of Women. So,
what is the status of women? Oh, forget it.
I'm a guy. I don't know.
Today, we're doing great.
Yeah. Today is National OOTD Day. I mentioned that to you before the show.
What?
National OOTD Day.
All right. So I don't know what that means, but I think I might have it. Well, oh no, those letters don't work. I don't even have a guess.
Okay. I ask you to think about it.
Overtime, outrageous touchdown.
No, it's National Outfit of the Day.
National Outfit of the Day.
It's all about self-love and personal style. The day is about developing your own personal style and celebrating what makes you feel good about yourself.
Just like wearing the fancy blue beads with the orange top.
For me, this could be called the National Whatever Outfit is on top of the pile day.
Listen, it looks a little UK blue over there. What?
My top, as you would say, my top is more of a Duke blue.
It looks pretty Wildcat blue, Greg.
I don't think so. No. And then I'm wearing running shorts with my polo shirt.
Well, running shorts in your UK Wildcat shirt.
It's not a UK Wildcat shirt.
Listen, I'm gonna put that on my social media. I'm gonna say, hey, watch the show today so you can see Greg Milby's UK Wildcat shirt.
It's not.
How about that?
Jana Clark, don't you? Why you be lying, Jana Clark? I thought we were friends. Let's turn in one of those shows where you're my arch enemy now. Why? We're supposed to be like teammates.
And listen, I think I could get at least 10 more people to watch that show just in case you came over on this day.
No. Hey, Jana's dog is named Tipsy. You know why her dog's named Tipsy? Because of Jana.
Because she has white tips on her paws.
Who's telling the story, me or you? Your dog is named Tipsy because they bought the dog on the weekend.
I know. My Aunt Kathy goes, but that's because you were tipsy when you decided to get a puppy. And I said, oh, no, it's fine. Oh, goodness.
Jay says, for me, it would be what shirt fits and jeans are clean. Well, the COVID. Yeah, there ain't many jeans and many shirts fitting right now.
Jeans are overrated.
I got the dad fit jeans.
Dad fitting jeans.
You know, there is a jean, a pair of jeans in this house that are called dad fit. I don't necessarily know what that means.
Well, you said a jeans in that house. Are they for dads or are they just like a cool marketing for ladies?
All three of us guys in this house are now wearing the same size. So that's why I have mismatched clothes all the time, because they steal everything.
Absolutely. My kids swap off. I'll be doing laundry. Like I'll be setting out shirts. I'll be like, whose shirt is this? And they kind of look at me like, well, it was mine last week and it was his the week before. So just put it down and we'll get rid of it. Yeah.
So as soon as Gavin's got a favorite band shirt. He's got
Yeah.
a couple of these drumming shirts. As soon
Okay.
as one of those shirts is left in the laundry room, it's coming into my
Is
bedroom. I'm gonna wear
dark.
it one day. Doesn't have any connection to me whatsoever, but I'm gonna wear it. That's
That's
how I'm
funny.
gonna do.
It's funny.
Today's also Blink 182 Day.
Is that a band?
Yes.
Okay. All of a
The
sudden, I thought maybe it was a movie, and I panicked at the very last moment.
should have paid. They're so upset. Well, there goes our sponsorship from them.
Oh, I'm making
It,
you proud today, aren't I?
it's celebrated today on this 182nd day of the year. Pretty
Oh,
smart on their part.
give me a song or sing a little lick.
Uh, small things. And
How's
no,
it
I'm
go?
not singing any licks to it, and I'm not gonna. I know what you're doing here. Not gonna work.
Can you hum it? Do you have a kazoo handy?
I don't. I have no kazoo. I got a pocket knife.
Well, that's not going to help.
I got a pocket knife from Red Hill Cutlery.
Oh,
Look at that, and it's got Kentucky on it. How about that?
listen, that pocket
Yep.
knife is a little smaller than the one that's in their front lawn.
I know, isn't that cool?
If you
But
listen, can we? I know we talk a whole lot about road trips now and just getting out and seeing things you haven't seen, throwing the family in the car. Please go see that knife because it is so fun.
and it was their idea. They just said, you know what, we're
I
having the road,
know. It's incredible.
and they've got a museum in there too.
They do. They have a pocket knife museum. We featured them at the Hardin County Fair booth at the state fair last year, and I was so impressed with the number of people that knew a lot about those pocket knives. And I mean, it's a big thing. I'm just not. I mean, it's not. I mean, I wasn't a Boy Scout. I don't have any pocket knives. There are some pocket knives in my family though, for the men, and some of these people are very serious about their pocket knives. I was impressed.
Now, I have my dad's had a pocket knife all these years. My papa always had a pocket knife. My pappy used to whittle on the porch all the time with this knife, pearl handle, knife. And I didn't have a great pocket knife.
Yeah.
And so I went up to see Josh and him when I wanted to feature Red Hill Cutlery because it is the knife capital of the world, Radcliffe is now, because but the backstory to them actually even having knives years and years ago, they did not, the case dealer come to town to get them to put a case on the countertop.
Okay.
And the dad used to say, no, we're not doing that. We're not getting into that. It's just too much to invest to buy these knives and we have to set on these things forever. So finally, one day when he came in, he was like, okay, yeah, just put it in there. I mean, because this is the hardware store, a lumber yard. Okay.
Right.
They put that case up there and the knives were gone like that.
Incredible.
So that's the only reason they got into business is because I think grandpa or dad at that time was like, hey, all right, whatever. Just, you've been in here enough. Just put your knives in there.
Isn't that amazing?
They sold them. And it was a case dealer. And there's a whole bigger story behind that. And if you go way back at Kentucky's Heartland, there's an interview with Josh Basham about that. And I want to do one again soon with him to talk about it because
super cool.
And he gave me this knife. He said, hey, do you have one of our knives? I said,
Love it.
I don't, but my dad does because a few years ago, one of the old Fort Knox barracks.
Okay.
When they tore those barracks down, they took the lumber. Mike Weaver and a few other folks took the flooring out of those barracks, and they worked with Red Hill Cutlery to make knives that were made out of the flooring of the barracks.
How cool.
Well, my grandpa actually was stationed at Fort Knox during World War II, and that's where he went through training.
Yep.
And so he would have stayed in one of those barracks. So for Father's Day, I bought one of the first knives in the series for my dad to be able to put underneath my papa's picture on the wall.
I love it.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And so now
that's amazing.
I keep this knife with me all times. I don't take it traveling because, I don't want to lose it, but it's my Red Hill Cutlery knife.
So, I love it.
I need a whittling knife. So I'm camping. I need to start whittling more instead of looking at TikToks.
That's a fun hobby. Mitch has done a little bit of, he can do a little whittling. Like I have a little heart. I have a couple things he's made. I think it can be soothing. Like it can be relaxing.
Right. I don't really care to make anything. I don't think my pappy ever really made anything. I think he just whittled.
Yep. I love it.
So there's that. So that's kind of cool. So back to Blink 182 Day. It's a pretty good marketing on their part. Their bassist and vocalist Mark Hoppus put out a tweet declaring it Blink 182 Day, and that's where that came from. So Brian's off to Western Kentucky University. So he said, "You guys have a great day. Have a great day, Baconite." Yeah. Look at that, Justin Clarkson checking in this morning. Good morning, Justin.
Hey, good morning.
He's a Demolition Derby fiend. He loves Demolition Derby.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever been to a Demolition Derby?
So I grew up in small town USA.
Oh,
I won Demolition Derby with a group of kids. I was in high school, and we sat on the hood of the car and watched it, and I was fascinated. But I only went because I was with a group of kids that were going, so it's not like I've ever sought them out. But I thought it was entertaining.
So years ago, I worked for a station called 98.9 The Hawk. It was the new Hawk in Louisville. And I've got I look over here to my right because the big logoed sign that was in the studio that's, I don't know, 3-4 feet tall is actually in my office here.
Wow.
So I got that when they changed the station, which is now, it went to being another station. Now it is Radio Now, or KISS 98.9.
Okay.
So, but this has been years ago. So when we were a country station, somebody we had talked about on the air, John Ramsey and I did a morning show together, and we talked about Demolition Derby and how I'd always wanted to drive in one. Well, somebody volunteered to build me a car.
Oh my gosh. So
they build this car, and we talk about it on the radio, and it was going to be a big to-do. And we go up to Salem, Indiana to a Demolition Derby, and I'm scared to death. And I get in this car, and they got you lined up on the back walls, and when they say go, you head backwards towards everybody. As soon as,
you were out there with okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I hit that, and we go flying back.
A lot, by the way. It all has become so crystal clear.
We can do a whole series on radio things that I did back in the day. I mean, it's crazy. So we go flying backwards, and I hit the car behind me. But when I do, the accelerator cable snaps.
Oh.
So I have no gas. I can't move forward or anything. So I'm just a sitting duck. So next thing you know, I get hit from everywhere. And so I just have to pull my flag because I can't go anywhere. Well, the car beside me ends up getting stuck there and catches on fire.
Nice.
So the exit out of the car is not that easy. So anyway, I didn't get to really have much fun in that demo derby. So he's like, hey, let's work on this car and let's strengthen it up a little more. Harrison County Fair, Corydon, Indiana. That's where I was living at the time. We will put you in the Harrison County Fair. Like, okay. So then we get this bright idea in the marketing department of the radio station to raise money for the Crusade for Children.
Oh, that's fun.
So we had this boat dealer, which the paint they use underneath boats.
Yeah.
That's what they used on my car. It was like this heavy duty paint.
Nice.
So we took this car for 2 months to all of our live remote broadcasts and actually went out to do this. You could come to a remote location and sign the car for a monetary donation. You could sign my life away.
That is hysterical. Did you raise $50?
We raised, I can't remember how much we raised, but it was in the
there's
thousands.
No time.
It was thousands.
We're fine. Yeah.
So we pulled this car around, and then so we go to the Harrison County Fair. And we get there, and this car's got the Hawk logo on it. I mean, it's a good looking derby car. Good looking derby car. So then we go to the driver's meeting, and there's a guy there with WAMZ painted on his car. Just because we'd talked about it on the air so much that
and so who was your target?
Yeah, and he was like, and that was our biggest competitor at the time, and he's like, yeah, I'm taking you out.
Yeah,
he called me out.
Yep, coming after you.
So since we were 98.9 The Hawk, the guy that did the Demolition Derby, I had done some announcing for him, the guy that owned the Derby, and that's how I was able to get into this Derby stuff. He used to call me Chicken Man. So he was like, hey, Chicken Man here, blah, 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 you know. So when we get lined up and they say go, I mean, all the drivers knew what I did for a living, and they knew this was being promoted and all this. We had at that time, this is technology, we had a tape deck in we had a tape deck in the dash.
Sweet.
So you could get the sounds.
Yeah, right.
So they play with the flag and we go, I hit somebody and it feels good. So next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I got to protect this car.
Right.
Because I want to make it as far as I can. I want a trophy.
Right.
Well, then people started hitting me, and I knew at that point that I was the guy that was going to go out pretty quick, probably.
Yeah.
If I don't get aggressive, because they're all targeting me because I got a pretty car with a freaking hawk on top of it.
Right.
So I pin my ears back and I just start hitting people. I mean, I'm just laying them. So I'm in one corner of the arena, and in the far corner, the guy with the WAMZ on the side of his car had been hitting me for the last 10 minutes, just making me mad. He is stuck on the wall and can't get off, and he's got it in reverse trying to spin off.
I
pop that thing in reverse. I fling around the corner, and there is an open shot the full length of the arena to hit this guy. And it's in the passenger side, not on his driver's side.
Green. Looks like a lot of green.
I hammer that accelerator, and I'm flying across the arena, and I could just feel everybody in the stands stopping because this doesn't happen very often where somebody gets a full shot like that.
Right.
I hit that dude. Right when I get to him, he's looking over and he sees me and he does this. Take your hands off the steering wheel because you're going to get lit.
He just knew.
I lit him up. He pulls his flag immediately because I snapped the rear drive shaft. I snapped the axle. So then I drove around. I ended up finishing, I think, 4th place.
That's good.
Or actually, in the heat race, I finished in 2nd place.
Like, I guess I didn't realize there were like places in a demo.
Yeah, well, in the heat race, the top 3 cars go on to the finals or whatever.
Okay, all right.
And so I made it to the finals.
Okay.
And I didn't last long after that because my car was already crap. So
what about the other radio guy?
That's the guy I hit.
That was him?
On the wall. He wasn't a radio guy. He just wrote WAMZ on his car.
Oh, I missed that part. I'm sorry.
The best part of the story is, so on Monday when I go back, John Ramsey and I are doing the morning show, and I have the cassette tape. I know. And we pop it in.
Screams.
And you're listening to it. All you hear is boom, boom, boom. And then you hear this god-awful sound of the tape deck blowing up. And the tape just stops. I hit that dude so hard that the force pushed that tape deck into the dashboard and it just shatters everywhere.
You should have done an interview with him on your radio show.
I will tell you this. I have never hurt so bad in my life the next 2 days.
Oh, because you were sore from all the jolting.
It's all you're in multiple car crashes.
Yeah. That makes me nervous a little.
Those drivers are crazy.
I'm telling you right now. So when you're walking around, people are walking beside Greg and they think they're hearing screws bouncing around in his head. There's a reason.
Yep. So Morgan says, so who do we have to talk to get this rolling again? I feel that Eric would pay top dollar to put you in a demolition derby car. Eric Clemens with the Eric and Joe show. I'm down. If we find somebody that can get me a demolition derby car, when we get back to this, I'm down to doing this again. We could put Eric and Joe show on there. We could put the Kentucky's Heartland. We could have bacon in your mailbox on the hood. I'm down. I just got to have a car because I can't build one.
This is how much part of that I want.
You don't want to be in my pit crew?
No. Why would I let you run over me?
No, they go run. The pit crew, you don't run over people.
Can I be in charge of just making cute T-shirts and having and drinking wine with Vicky on the sideline?
Yes, you can. That could be your job. That could be your job. We found it. All right, so to wrap things up here, we'll get to bacon bits in a second, but it was on this date in 2015 that Apple launched its new streaming service, Apple Music.
What year?
2015.
Gosh.
Apple Music. Yeah.
Seems like it's been around forever, really.
Yeah. 1953, 67 years ago today, the first Corvette is manufactured.
Super cool.
List price in 1953, $3,490.
I'll take 2.
List price today, $59,000 to $70,000.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. So there's a couple of cool little things. And then you ready for your bacon bit segment?
Yep.
Hey,
I need good ones today.
We didn't get to talk about Cam Newton. We didn't talk about the moon toilet. We'll have to talk about the moon toilet on Thursday.
Oh my goodness. Surely that will still be relevant on Thursday.
What is NASA is looking for somebody to help build a better toilet for the astronauts.
Well, I mean, they should call you to build them a urinal.
I don't build them. I only sponsor them.
Oh. You just name them.
Boy, that would be good. I'll send them this plaque. Maybe they'll put that on the space station. You talk about a bucket list item there.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. All right. So, man, there was a lot of stuff in there today. So your bacon bit segment, for those that are new to the show, these are the little tidbits you can use in life, whether you're on a golf course or you're sitting at the dinner table. Wow your family with these.
Yep.
And you can fact check them too. Jana does. I know she does.
I am tempted on several of them, and then I can't remember half of them because a lot happens between now and when I need them. And so I've even been known to go back and get them, which is a good point, because if you've gone back to work and you're missing us, you can enjoy us anytime.
Yep.
All
right. So right now you're looking at your nose, but your brain chooses to ignore it.
Why?
Now focus on that.
Hang on. Now I'm looking at your nose.
Well, that's different. You can see my nose all the time, but you're looking at your nose, but your brain is choosing to ignore that it's there. You're welcome. And then I guarantee you people are going to,
oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. They're going to do that.
Yeah. Raise your hand. You just tried to look at your nose.
Did you know that coffee is the second most traded commodity on earth after oil?
Yes, it is valuable.
It is. Yeah. And I'm almost out.
Ready?
Which, by the way, I have special roasted Colombian coffee today.
Of course you do. Yeah. Fancy coffee, Greg. You got fancy coffee. I got fancy beans. We're even.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Did you know that the only joint in the human body that can rotate 360 degrees is your shoulder?
Oh, but don't go try that.
Yeah, don't go trying that.
Don't go trying that. Can't be doing that.
Did you know that eating spicy foods can cool you down on a hot day?
So interesting. Quick story. In years past, not this year, the meal that we have on 4th of July at Grandma's house is Kentucky burgoo. And it is the hottest stuff. And I have watched grown men stand out in 95-degree and 150% humidity and drink a hot bowl of burgoo and hot bread. And I've been like, how can you all eat that hot stuff? It's so hot out here. You know what they say?
Cools you down.
Yep. That's hysterical.
How about that? And then our final bacon bit. Did you know that Canadians say sorry so much that the Apology Act was passed in 2009, declaring that an apology cannot be used as evidence of admission of guilt?
I'm sorry.
See, you're guilty, Janet Clark. All right, so that's all I got. That's bacon bits, and that's about all time we have, because I've got very little time to go and do a radio show today. So
I have a meeting too. But listen, I didn't know. I'll finish this show by saying I know a whole lot more about why you are the way you are, watching you tell the story about being in a demolition derby.
Hey, if you're nice, maybe next time on the show, I'll tell you about the time that we put underwear on sheep at rodeos.
Ooh, that in the moon toilet. Sign me up.
Hey, or the time that Danger Boy and I did some rockin' country challenges with QMF and the Hawk. Let's just say diapers, moccasins, a wig, cowboy hat, and cowboy boots. That's a great story too.
I want to be Greg Milby, I think.
No, you do not. I know one thing you don't want to be is married to Greg Milby, because there's a whole story behind that with Jennifer and the radio stuff too. All right, so there are plenty of stories. We just got to make sure we don't get our show canceled.
I understand.
Yeah, we're not getting paid.
Yep.
All right, so thanks again to Stith Family Farms. Also, thank you to our friends at Amazing Glazing Donuts, our technology sponsor, Bluegrass Cellular, and our Ham of the Day award sponsor, Brian Dennis at the Award Center. And ladies and gentlemen, our ham of the day for joining us on the show today is Carter Blankenship.
Yay!
Carter is the ham of the day. Yeah, he likes to laugh. So,
well, we do too. So, see?
Yep. Vicky said, Danger Boy, you worked with DB. Oh, Vicky, I got stories for days.
Hey, nobody, don't even start. You won't be able to finish them. It will be a segment next time.
No, I'm not starting. We'll have to do a whole segment on, because the QMF studio was right next to the Hawk studio in the Clear Channel building, or iHeart building now.
Okay.
Literally next door.
Okay.
I got stories for days. I don't think people can handle all the stories.
I think they're very entertaining, and I'm down.
No, I mean, I think, yeah.
I can't wait.
All right. You get to your meeting.
You get to yours.
I'll get there. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the fancy beat at Jana Clark, community admirer.
Hello.
I am the non-UK. What'd you say?
I said, y'all have a good day and enjoy Greg's UK shirt.
Oh, I'm a non-UK shirt wearing Greg Milby community storyteller. And this has been episode number 28 of Bacon in Your Mailbox. Thanks for watching.
Bye, y'all.